earlier on, you were talking about how you were at KICC.
Yes.
And government spokesman Isaac Morara called you over, took down your number.
Yes.
And he said, before you knew it, the president had called you.
Yes.
And you spoke to the president.
Yes.
Personally.
Yes.
Alikwambiaje?
I can't say.
You can't say what he told you?
No.
But he called you?
Yes.
Na muliongea for what, 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
Say about 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
All right. On the line right now, joining us is a State House spokesperson, Hussein Mohamed. Hussein, if you can hear me, good evening.
Evening, Jeff.
Yeah, good to hear from you. I have Morara Kebaso here, and I'm sure you've been listening to this story here that the president called him at one point to talk to him or convince him to, stop doing what he's doing. What are your thoughts?
Jeff, it's just unbelievable. I mean, I wasn't following, but I was told about this. I'm just shocked at what the gentleman, Morara, is saying. I wonder why he would lie on national TV that the president called him. I mean, it's ridiculous that I have to respond to this, but let me do it because you, Jeff, you're my friend. We work together, but you let it happen on TV as well, on national TV. So, for the record, such a call never happened. It's a figment of his imagination. But what is more shocking, Jeff, is that you can allow anyone to come on TV and tell you such a thing without demanding any proof or substantiation, and you just buy it, hook, line, and sinker. I mean, all you should have done, at the very least, is say that those are his words, and it's an alleged claim from him, not just to accept and say that, okay, the president called him. Anybody can say that. Many people say that. What Morara and many Kenyans are doing is good, by the way. Morara, what you are doing is very good. It's part of accountability, and the president welcomes this. That is what democracy is all about. Okay, but let me just say that even as we talk about democracy and we hold the government accountable, it is important that we do it truthfully. I said this before, Jeff. I responded to Morara before, and it's actually just reiterating what is in the Kenya Kwanza Manifesto, that the president promised to complete stalled projects, including roads. That is what he's doing. All these examples that are being floated of these projects, the roads and projects that were being launched, and most of them you'll see were launched or whose construction was supposed to begin or began way before President Ruto assumed office. The mess was back then. The question is, why did all this mess happen back then? Okay, but as a responsible president, President Ruto is doing what ought to have been done, and he's doing it now because he promised and he will do it.
All right.
And again, I reiterate that he welcomes all those holding the government accountable to do so vigorously, but also truthfully.
All right, stand by, Hussein. Let's just get a response from Morara himself because, it's a he said sort of situation. Morara, Hussein Mohamed says, you're a liar.
Stand by. It's not a he said, she said thing.
Stand by, Hussein.
It's a citizen, Jeff. It's a citizen claiming to have been called by the president. Let him substantiate it. You just don't accept it and then you say it's a he said, she said thing. That is not right.
That's why we're giving him the floor, Hussein. Stand by.
Well, when it comes to truth, so far, my record speaks for myself. Everything that I've told Kenyans has turned out to be truthful, and even him, Hussein Mohamed, has not been able to controvert any of the projects that I have visited in the 19 counties.
But regarding the call from the president,
regarding the call from the president, I wonder why Hussein purports to know who the president calls and who he doesn't call. I have the number of the president here. I'd like her to call the president and ask him, because Hussein wouldn't know.
Hold on, Hussein.
Yes, this is ridiculous. No, I'm not going to engage in this. This is ridiculous. It's very simple.
This is the number of the president.
He's saying he was called. I'm telling you, no such thing happened. Let him substantiate it. Let's not do a back and forth here. It's not worth it. I've said Morara and team and any other Kenyan can hold the government accountable, but do it truthfully. I'm not going to engage in a back and forth about whether the president called him. I'm telling you, the president did not call him. I work for the president. It's very simple. Let Morara substantiate. There are many ways to do that.
All right, Morara, substantiate.
Okay?
I don't think it is necessary anymore. I've told you, here's the number of the president, isn't it? It's here. His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto. And I don't know why Hussein purports to know who the president calls and who he doesn't. I did not say I spoke with Hussein Mohamed. I said I spoke with the president. But that set aside, all right? Whether we spoke with the president or didn't speak with him, the focus right now is why does the president lie that he has launched this project, it's going to happen, and it never happens. Between me and the president, who is a liar? Because the president is the same person that promised the people of Mbeere North that they are going to have a KMTC, which they do not have to date. The president is the same one who said he will cut his advisors by 50%, but never did so. The president is the same person that said there will be no Harambes in church, and he lied. The next weekend, he was at a Harambe in church. He is the same person that said he has set aside 18.7 billion for JSS teachers to be hired permanently. It now turns out it was a lie. So now, between myself and them, who would be lying?
Yeah, Hussein, talk to me.
Yes, I will not continue this conversation. I respect you and I respect Morara. It's very simple. A lot of Kenyans have the president's number, by the way. Let Morara substantiate that the president called him. Let's not look at other sideshows. Because he's lying and he's running away from the question. Can he substantiate? It's that simple.
Tell me, Hussein, when you say he's lying, did you speak to the president and the president said he never spoke to Morara?
Yes, I'm asking you, the onus is on Morara to substantiate. He said he was called.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
Yeah. So can he prove that he was called? Jeff, will you allow anybody in Kenya to just walk into your studio and say he was called by the president and you just believe it? I have been a journalist. You have to ask him to substantiate that.
But he did. I mean, he told us how.
He hasn't. He hasn't.
All right.
I've asked him to. He's going to other issues. He's not substantiating it.
What substantiation do you want? Do you want the call back from Safaricom?
Yeah, he can prove it.
All right, let's have another interview tomorrow. I go and get my call records.
He'll get his callbacks from Safaricom and he can substantiate. Will that make you happier?
It's not about being happy. It's about saying the truth, Jeff. It's about saying the truth, and it's about anybody who wants to hold the accountable doing it, the government accountable doing it truthfully. It's about the media doing what is right. It's that simple. All you have to do at Citizen TV or Jeff Koinange, who's my friend and I respect, and maybe after this call you and I will laugh again together. But, yes, it's a claim. Let it be a claim that he was allegedly called. It will not be like a fact. That's the problem.
All right, Hussein.
I reiterate one more time, Morara, we love what you're doing. Keep up what you're doing, but do it truthfully. Don't lie.
All right.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. And all those projects you're saying, look at the date when they began, and here is a responsible president completing projects that were stalled. You should ask, what really happened? Why were all these projects being launched? And then midway or just a month after the launch, all those years back, before the president assumed office, why were they stalling? There was a problem, a fundamental problem. Okay? But the president is doing what is right now. He's completing those projects because he promised to complete them. On the Harambe thing you're talking about, the president made a suggestion in State House. He went, yes, to a church, and no Harambe was done, Morara. The people talked about the church, and the president proposed that he can help finish build a church. That is not, I mean, you can donate your money. That is not Harambe. You know what Harambe is? It's actually the public coming together and raising money together and announcing, I'm giving this amount, I'm giving this amount, I'm giving this amount. So let's do this thing truthfully. But Morara, we have nothing against you. We love what you're doing, and many Kenyans, but do it truthfully. Thank you, Jeff, and thank you, Morara.
And thank you, Hussein. Maybe you should be doing a lot more speaking for the government, Hussein. We hardly ever hear from you, but, you know, it's good that you do speak out. We appreciate that. Hussein Mohamed, the State House spokesperson there.
He's just doing his job.
He's doing his job, and, you know.
I'm so sad that they have an honest man lying for them.
You think he's lying?
He is. This is the number of the president. We can send
and
him.
You said he called.
We can send him 10 bob on M-Pesa and see whether the name is William Ruto. I mean, Here it is. Okay, I don't think it's appropriate for me to start saying the number of the president on live television. But let me just show you. Let's send him.
No, don't send him. Don't send him.
Let's send the president 10 bob.
Remember during the Gen Z protests, right?
Yeah.
Walisema watasalimia rais.
Yes.
Na wakamsalimu.
So it will not be responsible of me to share the number of the president.
No.
But it's okay. Whatever Hussein says.
But the number was all over the net.
According to me, okay. According to me, it's not really about whether the president called me or didn't call me. Yeah. As I told you, much as the call was there, and much as whatever we discussed, out of respect, I said, I'm not going to say what the president told me, because whatever the president tells you is in strict confidence, and you need to respect his privacy. Sure. So for that reason, I'm not going to pursue that matter further.